the channeled message, I got the Divine Feminine still needs more healing. Let's see if that's upright. Queen of Wands. I think that's what that's her. That's what she's kind of returning to. Queen of Wands. Creative, passionate. That's kind of the goal. That's why she is seeking the healing that she is. It's feeling stuck. Perhaps not interested in other roles for herself. It's really the Queen of Wands, the passion that she wants to return. She's good on everything else, at least from her own perception. She has the capacity. That's the thing. Oh, that one was... She has it in her to like get to back to this. Magician. Tools. Her capacity to release, likely something about a three-party situation. Probably with the masculine on an interpersonal level. Yep, toxicity. Toxic behavior in terms of like a love connection and not being able to get anything out of, like not being able to progress because of that. It's really holding up the connection. But it's also holding up her. She doesn't want to come out of... She has to come out of it. She has to come out of being... I mean, the stuck... She's also stuck in like a solitary... I keep wanting to say like solitary confinement, like self-imposed solitary confinement. Hermit is like, you know, not wanting to really communicate or talk or like. The masculine is the one that's kind of knocking on her door to come together on some sort of either romantic, you could say it's kind of like a project, like a romantic union of sorts, or work towards something together. Perhaps there's like a business that the masculine really wants to work on with the feminine, but she's still stuck on what's happened in the past. You know, understandably. He's coming in fast with a gesture of giving to the feminine in order to get back to, you know, an upright Three of Pentacles, like a teamwork, a progress, like something that they have talked about in the past and hasn't come to fruition. But she's still hung up on the romantic stuff. Like, we have Pentacles coming out here. This is like all wrapped up, like the work, the project, it's all wrapped up. Here's Pentacles here. It's all wrapped up in this like toxic behavior that they've been through together. The third party situation. It's like affected the, not only on an emotional level, but the willingness to want to work together towards some progress. In terms of money, finances, it really is leaning towards kind of a business agreement, a business inevitable tower. This is on the global scale too. Sometimes I start the readings out on the global. Sometimes it's more personal to the global. I have been talking about how there's been like these movements on the planet that are very isolating towards the feminine isolating themselves, or the masculine isolating themselves, and like not really wanting to compromise, kind of citing that, I mean, whatever reasons are behind it, are the reasons, but, you have a lot of movements. You have manosphere stuff, toxic masculinity stuff, those are not people that are in their emperor energy. And then you have 4B, refusing. I mean, do your thing, girl, right? Like, if you don't want to be involved with him or any man, like, do your thing. You're allowed to pull back. You're allowed to go through your cycles, go through your phases. But I would not say that is in the Empress energy. Empress is when you have the luxury of, being free flowing, giving, not resisting to dialogue. I'm not saying physically not resisting. I'm saying like open and receptive. We're healing. We got some healing again. Walking away from a situation. I got the 8. I keep getting, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, healing in these readings that I've been doing recently. And the 6 of Swords has been coming out with as like, maybe you're not moving away from a person, but you're moving away from a situation. Well, there's the King of Wands. And what do we have? The only other queen over here is the Queen of Wands. So, I mean, it's really their secrets, the things that they've been hiding, the tangled mess of chaos that they have been bringing to you. That likely has to do with the 3 of Swords, which I don't even think that they are involved in. They might be, I'm getting that it's over. However, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, like, cried wolf and said, oh, I'm not with anyone, too many times. And then by the time that they are seriously not, with a third party, it's like, well, I mean, I don't trust you anymore. I don't trust that you're telling me the truth because you've lied so many times previously. This could also be a warning that they are still carrying this 3 of Swords, this third party situation. And that is their plan. That their plan, a romantic plan, it's right on top of these lies. Even a business plan, I mean, Pentacles is financial. Even a business plan is like right on top of these, right on top of the lies. right on top of the deceit, the bundled mess and chaos. Some sort of plan from the past memories. Again, it's like tied up with you. Some sort of soulmate energy and a plan involving you, but also coming with, you know, tons of baggage. A plan about abundance. They do see abundance with you. And there's regret. This Tower is the pivot point here. For the we got the Six of Swords, King of Wands. Let me see, let me pull these back out again. I am getting the Tower as something that, where did it go? There you are. The Tower is something that already happened. Tower reversed. I mean, you don't row away from a situation that's good, right? You row away from the wreckage of something. But for some reason I'm getting that, I mean, this is, you know, the team effort, the project, the joining together that didn't come to fruition. I am getting that somehow you are still connected to this person, but probably not in a romantic way. King of Wands, I mean, they could be, you're going away from a Tower towards a King of Wands. Perhaps this is the same person. Perhaps they've had an awakening. Or perhaps it's you. I mean, we can talk about this within the context of just the personal journey. So perhaps like this is what you want, and somehow you're in your dealings with this toxic masculine situation. You have reclaimed a King of Wands energy for yourself. You can do that, especially when you're in we have the Magician coming out. Like, you have the tools to succeed here. I want to ask what the involvement is still between the two people. Let's see what these are. Independence. You've won independence for yourself. This is like building off of these end cards too. Abundance. You're headed towards an abundance for yourself. Independence. Did the masculine in some way give that to you? Did you win it for yourself? Could be both. And yet I still feel like there's some real confusion about everything that's transpired. There is some managing of the dynamic, like the pull between the two people is still really strong. So there's like kind of a staving off, or like a pushing back on probably towards the masculine from the feminine after finding this newfound abundance and independence. This could be, it's more so on the masculine side, I would say, or even between the two, given that, you know, sometimes the Chariot can be seen as like two opposing forces going in like opposite directions. Masculine, feminine. So the tension between that, going apart, coming together, going in the same direction would be the good thing, but like, of course, with this coming out, the project kind of energy in reverse, I don't think that they're going in the same direction, and that is creating a lot of worry, extreme worry. Wheel of Fortune reversed, something might be stuck about neither party feels in control. There is a fated aspect that's not in either person's control, and perhaps like even one of them feels they need to push the effort forward, push the project forward. It is still probably a project that wants to be worked on, but I'm getting more of a business project at this point than a romantic one. The masculine and feminine are trying to regroup, trying to make something out of this new seed that they've planted. Oh, justice. There is an imbalance that still hasn't been corrected about this, and somebody's gonna have to do something towards it. I'm not sure that it will be the feminine. I think it's gonna have to be on the part of the masculine, and it's just it keeps being this push-pull, push-pull, push-pull all throughout the spread, all throughout the energies. I mean, this is definitely more high-level soulmate or twin flame. For a personal journey, it's like somebody trying to break through about like some sort of block that they've been struggling with for a very long time, probably their whole life. Has to do with how they're showing up in the world, a leveling up. We have lessons and challenges, and this seems to be about a major lesson across the board, as above, so below. And it can be said that if this is what is going on in terms of twin flame soulmate, interpersonal dynamics between two people, and then you know, personal journey would be, you know, a frustrating soul lesson that someone's going through where they're having to confront things, patterns, toxic situations that they've gotten themselves into over the course of their life. Really stuck energy is strong here. Like situations, dynamics, patterns that they have felt very, very stuck in and just fighting against for your whole life. You know, we are all part of a collective consciousness. We are all ultimately the same consciousness, and inevitably when so many people are going through stuff like this, it's going to mirror what's going on in the world. So it's kind of like chicken egg. They both feed onto each other. They both influence each other. The macro to the micro and the micro to the macro. Things having to give, like in terms of industry or trade, things being stuck. We have even the Strait of Hormuz, that being, you know, blocked up. Something's got to give. We have the Middle East and the tension there erupting again while we have volcanoes erupting everywhere. And within industries, what about, so like you have tech, but like what about the applications of that tech? Like without the feminine industries, you don't have any use. What are you using the tech for? It's just empty, hollow technology. You have to have the non-tech related industries, the more feminine industries, to give the masculine ones purpose. The content, I mean, you think about AI. What are people searching the most when it comes to AI? Psychology, emotional stuff, like using AI as a therapist, which is an empathy related field, profession. We have the AI being used to serve empathetic concerns. Therapy is one of the top reasons people use AI. I think there's going to be some cultural shift happening in terms of acknowledgement of what the AI actually is useful for. They don't know how it's going to be integrated in a way that is wise. It's kind of like the masculine technology gets validated first, and then it's like, okay, here we go, we hand it over to the feminine interests. People use it for that. They use it, they don't really acknowledge it because it's not really, you know, considered that important. But I feel like it's foolish to ignore the actual top applications of AI. Okay. Like and follow for more. Thanks for stopping in. I do lives over on the TT APP. TT APP. All right, bye.